everybody to our online meeting. We started doing this about 2 weeks ago. We've had pretty good participation and it's very successful. So we will be continuing this for the foreseeable future, or at least until the lockdown.
Sir, just sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to mute all and please unmute yourself.
Okay. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, correct.
Yes, we can.
So
speak louder, Mr.
Okay. So the agenda for today's meeting is very simple, just like all the other meetings that we've been holding. The welcome address will be followed by the introduction of the speaker, and President Nominee Shekar will speak for about 15-20 minutes, and followed by Q&A. And this we want to spend another 15-20 minutes, and we hope to finish the meeting within the hour. So welcome to our guests. I think we have sister clubs from Australia. Well, one very close club from Mululaba who visited us on a Rotary Family Exchange about a year ago. Rotary Club of Bombay Downtown, Rotarian Preeti Shah, a couple of members from the Rotary Club of Madras, and the Rotary Club of Cochin, the president, Shweta Vasudevan, will also be here. In addition to a number of other guests who I will not attempt to identify because there are so many of them. For introduction of the speaker. So Shekar Mehta has been the president nominee. He will be the president in another 2 years' time of Rotary International. So, India has had 4 Rotary International presidents so far. The first was Nitish Lahari in 62-63, second Raja Sabu in 91-92, third was Kalyan Banerjee 2011-12, and now Shekar Mehta will be the president in 21-22, continuing the tradition of one Indian president every decade. Adding to our own past RI president Ravindran, according to our own RI president Ravindran, Shekar Mehta is the quintessential Rotarian who can mix fellowship with service, handle at the same time a gigantic covering the whole of India and a small club project in Kolkata at the same time. Fun-loving and friendly on one side, while serious and focused on the other side.
Hello.
Past President Ravindran says he was destined to become RI President because of his dedication and single-minded devotion to serving the community.
Can අපේ sale price එකද?
If the person speaking, would you kindly mute yourself, please? Thank you.
Salah, please unmute yourself. Go on, we can hear you.
Shekar is an accountant, is chair of the Skyline Group, a real estate development company he founded. He is also a director of operation Eyesight Universal India, a Canada-based organization. Shekar has been actively involved in disaster response and is a trustee of Shekar Box UK. After the 2008 Indian Ocean tsunami, he helped build nearly 500 homes for families affected by the disaster. Shekar pioneered a program that has performed more than 1,500 life-changing heart surgeries in South Asia. He is also the architect of the TEACH program, which promotes literacy throughout India and has reached thousands of schools. A Rotary member since 1984, Shekar has served Rotary as director and a member or chair of several committees. Shekar has received Rotary's Service Above Self Award and the Rotary Foundation's Citation for Meritorious Service and Distinguished Service Awards. Shekar is married to Rashi and they have a son and daughter and 1 grandson. I have great pleasure in asking the Pride of India RI President for 2021-22, Shekar Mehta, to address us. Shekar, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
It's absolutely
Good
a
morning.
privilege and a pleasure for me to be here amongst all of you. So happy to be at the meeting of this wonderful club.
Shekar, 1 minute. I'll just mute all and please unmute yourself.
Sure.
Please, you can speak now.
Yeah, I've done that. It's absolutely a pleasure and a privilege, as I said, to come to this virtual meeting of Rotary Club of Colombo. What history the club has, 90 years, 91, 91st year now. Whenever I'm speaking to such a club or when I visit such club, it gives me goosebumps. Recently, we celebrated the 100 years of Rotary Club of Calcutta. And I still remember the day I went to address them on their 100th anniversary. It did give me goosebumps to imagine that this organization, this club had existed for 100 years. Same is the feeling here today. 91 year, 91st year. I mean, it's a big deal actually. 91 years of service, of doing good in this world.
Acha Zoom meeting only எடுக்கிறேன். Hello.
Sarav, don't mind these comments will keep coming as soon as people join. So every now and then you'll have to probably mute everyone, and I'll keep unmuting myself. And it's okay, not to worry. This does happen. Thank you, Ravi, for inviting me. Friends, in Ravi, you have one of the most outstanding leaders of Rotary, not just in your country, but around the Rotary world, I can tell you. One of the most respected past presidents, a man who is, what he told about me applies absolutely to him. At times, he can be boyish, absolutely. He has a boyish charm. When he is wanting to do some pranks or be funny with friends, he can be extremely fun-loving. And on other times, he can be very, very straightforward as when it comes to matters of ethics, when it comes to matters of transparency, stewardship, etc. And we all applaud him for what he's done for Rotary and keeps doing. We look forward to his year as the trustee chair, and I'm sure great things will happen despite the trying times that we are all passing through right now. It's good to see my other friends here. I just saw Suri here. I can see him there. Hi, Suri, how are you? I don't know if Gauri also is here somewhere in the screen. I looked up the screens quickly to see who all were there. I know Tissa is here. Tissa and I were classmates. We were governors together. Go a long way. Tissa, it's absolutely been a pleasure to see you again today. I saw Tariq. I don't know who else here is. I can see Aruni. Aruni, I look forward to the year when 2 years later, 1.5 years later, we will be working together, or 1 year, 3 months to be precise. I look forward to that. Ravi, I hope Vanati is doing fine. And your son and granddaughter, everyone is fine. Friends, Sri Lanka is a country I've visited so many times. I mean, I was just trying to today recall how many times, and I couldn't count them, not on my fingers at least. Only once have I been there as a tourist, rest every time at the invitation of one Rotary Club or at the invitations of my friend Ravi. It's a wonderful country, beautiful. I've gone around to various places, driven around right from Kandy to Bentota and many other places, beautiful places they are. Nice, peaceful country. It has had its shares of problem, but those are behind you. And in Rotary, you're doing some amazing work too. And as I see the work that you've done in that School of the Reawakening project is something, it's like folklore in Rotary. And again, Ravi was the leader. I'm aware of the cervical cancer program that's going on. And that's how I feel Rotary should really be working. Programs that affect, that help a country. I mean, you are now 90 years old with such outstanding membership profile. Programs that you do should now help the country become better, whether it's in healthcare or whether it's in literacy, or whether it's in disaster management, water, sanitation, various things. And I'm happy to see that Ravi does take up programs that really impact not just the small community, but has an impact on the country itself. Having said that, I'm sure you're doing some great work in COVID for your fight against COVID, just as the world is doing. We are passing through one of the most trying times of our lives. I don't think the world has seen anything like this before, when more than half the world is stranded at their homes. We are, all of us are locked down. We've never heard this, not even during the World War, I suppose. I wasn't there, but I'm aware that even the depression or the world wars did not ensure that half the world was sitting at home. So these are very trying times. Fortunately, you are in a country where you are safe comparatively. And so can I say about people in India. We are extremely fortunate as of now, and I keep my fingers crossed when I say this. Our government has taken some extraordinary steps, outstanding, absolutely. Our leadership, the Prime Minister has been excellent. The lockdown came in at the right time. It's tough. Just yesterday, our lockdown got increased by another 19 days, which means 40 days of not moving out of your home. I haven't stepped out of my flat, forget my building. So it is, these are tough times. And again, you have to take bold steps to ensure that 1.3 billion people do not step out of their homes for 40 days. It's a bold decision for anybody to take. We are fortunate that this decision has been taken, and our figures now of affected people is less than 11,000, which when compared to other countries, unfortunate for those countries, but fortunate we feel that we are in this country where we are safe. We pray that even in the other countries and in the world, this problem goes away soon. The Rotarians have really come up and done their best during these times. I see every day hundreds of projects being done by Rotarians across India, across the world. I'm sure your country, I'm aware. Ravi was one of the first people who had spoken to me, and that was more than 2 months probably. He called me up and said, Shekar, what are we doing as far as COVID is concerned? And he set the ball rolling. I also started thinking about it, though I soon realized that our government fortunately had taken excellent steps. And I spoke to the health minister here, to other people, and we were told that we also realized that we would want to make a handsome contribution to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund. Normally, Rotary does not do that. But this is one disaster where every corporate, every organization worth its salt has made some contribution or the other to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund. So we decided in India that all of India will together put in about 250 million rupees, or about 3.33 million US dollars as our contribution. Which may not be as big as the contribution that the Tatas and the Birlas who are, or the Ambanis here in India are making. So they are making figures which are 10 times, 20 times the figure that Rotary is trying to make. But someone pointed out very nicely, they make those contributions out of their profits. The Rotarians make those contributions out of their savings. So I value this contribution that the Rotarians are doing. It's outstanding. Add to it the equal amount being spent locally by Rotarians. They're trying to get food to people, trying to get medicines, trying to get sanitizers, masks, etc. to the people, to the government officials, working in coordination with the administration. And these are the things that are being required by the government. Fortunately, they are working in tandem. I salute the government here, and I salute the Rotarians here, just as I would like to salute all of you. Ravi, under your leadership, your country is doing some great work for the fight against COVID. And I think this fight is extremely, extremely important. This is the biggest crisis of our lifetimes. While we may today be sitting very smiling, very happy, sitting in our drawing rooms, and we are happy that we are sitting in our drawing rooms. The moment we step out, it's going to be miserable, absolutely. So I wish and hope that everybody is safe. All the other people I find, not just in Sri Lanka, I find people from everywhere. I see my friends from Malaysia, I see people from India, I see people from Australia, other countries also. I wish and hope each and every one of you is safe. Even when you're wanting to help your people locally, please do so, keeping social distance, and please be safe. Your being safe is extremely important, because the moment you are unsafe, you are ensuring that thousands of other people become unsafe. So it's very important that each person is safe. Ravi, let me just take a few minutes to say what from here. And I've done this exercise for India, and I want to share some of it with Rotarians. Now I can say this is not just Rotary Club of Colombo, it's all of Sri Lanka, and probably about 25% people are from outside Sri Lanka. So because we celebrated the 100 years of Rotary in India, I thought an organization which has completed 100 years, and we have 150,000 Rotarians in India. These are some of the best doctors, some of the best lawyers, some of the best businessmen, industrialists, chartered accountants, and whatnot. I mean, very few governments, in fact, can boast that they have 150,000 such people in their roles, so to say. So if that were so, if you had such great talent and you had completed 100 years, had 100 years of experience, and your motto of the organization is service above self, I felt our programs and projects have to be on a mission mode. After 100 years, we cannot just do a few projects here and there. I thought we need to consolidate our efforts across India, structure our programs, structure the organization within the country, and ensure that we do programs and projects that even the government is taking note of and is proud of the work that Rotary is doing. I'm fortunate that the plans have now been laid. We had tried this a few years back with the literacy program. We had started something called Rotary India Literacy Mission with a TEACH program. It found great success, and the success was because of the structure of the program and the structure of the organization. And we thought we will repeat the same for now water, sanitation, health, divided into preventive and curative, disaster management, environment, and of course, there's going to be huge focus on membership. Let me start with membership first. I very frankly have got fed up of this cliche. Rotary has 1.2 million members across the world. It's been 20 years since I've been hearing 1.2 million. We need to break these shackles. By 1st July, and mind you, I don't say 30th June, 1st July 2022, when I demit office on 30th June, not on that day what the figures are. The figures have to be 7 days later, because on 1st July the membership again falls. On 30th June it may be here, on 1st July the membership falls. On 1st July 2022, I would want Rotary's membership to be at 1.3 million. And friends, let me tell you, it's absolutely possible. We in South Asia will have to give the lead. And there are other Asian countries and other parts in the world, Germany, for example, and so many other countries who are doing great as far as membership growth is concerned. There are some countries who are unfortunately not able to keep the same pace. Some places the membership is falling down. We need to find ways so that the membership doesn't fall there. But it's equally important and very important that membership in our area grows. So I tried something. Over the last 5 months, I've met about 15,000 Rotarians at different functions. And I just asked them one simple question. In the next 2 years, 3 months from now, let me try this here, 90 people, look at the number, Ravi, 90 participants in a club which has just completed 90 years. Did you restrict it to 90 only because of that number? So coming to friends, one question I ask everyone, and you could just respond by maybe raising your hand. In the next 2 years, will you be able to get one member to your Rotary Club? Just one member in 2 years. Okay, keep your hands raised, please. Let me quickly go to the other screens and see what the response is. And mind you, I'm talking to the Sri Lankans mainly also, and I see the other people from other parts of the world are also having their hands up. Wonderful. So friends, let me tell you, this is exactly the response I've got across India, even outside. I've yet to come across even 10% of the people who said we will not get a member in the next 2 years. If that were to happen, theoretically, we will become double the numbers. But I also know, and you know, practically it may not happen. So if Rotary Club of Colombo has 114 members, in 2 years it will not become 228 members. But Rotary Club of Colombo can definitely try in the next 2 years and the 3 months of this year to bring up 3 more clubs. 2 things are happening. One, our membership doesn't grow because of lack of follow-up. So if you are, let's say, Vijay, past Governor Vijay, he says, I'm going to give $25,000 to the Rotary Foundation. You know, his club president is going to follow up with him. Very soon, the assistant governor is going to follow up. Then the DRFC is going to follow up. Then the RRFC will follow up. And then the trustee chair himself may say, Vijay, why don't you increase it to $50,000? There are 5 or 6 people will follow up for the $25,000. But if same Vijay said, I'll get 5 members to Rotary Club of Colombo, I doubt beyond the club president if anybody else is going to follow up. Today, I feel membership is a bigger issue for Rotary than Rotary Foundation is. And I have the courage to say, seen directly into the face of K.R. Ravindran, who's the incoming chairman. I don't know how am I doing this, but I know with Ravi being there, he will surely not let the foundation coffers go down at all, despite the challenges that we are facing today. But friends, membership, if we get members, money will follow. Imagine if your membership were to grow double, will your contribution also become much higher than what it is? At least 1.5 times, if not double. If I am given an option, somebody is giving you $10,000 or 10 members, what would you choose? Any day I'll choose the 10 members because I know they will contribute over a period of time. So friends, if you cannot get so many members in your club, try and form new clubs. A city like Colombo cannot have just 1,000 Rotarians in the city. Just as Calcutta is in population, it is so many times larger than what the population of Colombo is. I was surprised that the population of Colombo is only 750,000. Am I right, Ravi? Approximately 750,000.
Much larger floating population comes in and goes
out. Okay. So, but even at 750,000, I think you can have far more than 1,000. So if you can have 2,000, you are doubling your numbers, which means many of, like Calcutta, I'll tell you, in Calcutta, our population is 12 million. For 12 million, we only have 2,000 Rotarians here, which is not good at all. I mean, you are doing far better than that, than Calcutta. So now I'm pushing this. In big cities, when we have 1,000, 2,000 members, we think, oh, we've had enough. No. I'm sure in Colombo, you will find so many people who are worthy of becoming Rotarians. Gauri and Suri, you can do the same thing in Kandy and the others in other parts of Colombo. So membership growth, friends, let's work for that. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. Adding 100,000 Rotarians net is not at all a problem. Despite the fact we know what the attrition rate is. So I would just request each and every one of you to keep your word. All this is getting recorded, I'm seeing, and I think visually also it gets recorded. All those who raise your hands, mind you, you're going to be followed up for that member. Okay. The next is about projects. So two slogans I have kept for India. And I can say it's very easy for South Asia to do it, then for Asia to do it, and maybe other countries also. So in India, I find that, as I said, a 100-year-old organization, some outstanding 150,000 Rotarians. We need to take up challenges which are beyond other organizations' even capability or thinking. So I have said, and I've given this in writing to the President of India, to the Vice President, to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and I've said it on from the open forum everywhere, that Rotary in selected areas will do 10% of the work that the government of India is doing. And I'm telling this, we have done this in literacy, so I'm aware that it is possible. So we have said the government of India is going to build 100,000 check dams in next 5 years. Rotary has committed, and we are totally determined to do it, that we will do 10,000 check dams in the next 5 years. The government of India says water bodies, rejuvenation of water bodies. They are again doing 100,000 over the next 5 years' time. We've committed that yes, we will do 10,000 of them. And friends, when you break this down, you divide 10,000 over 5 years, you find that each year you will have to do 1,600. When you divide 1,600 by the nearly 40 districts that we have in India, we realize that each district only has to do 40, which very frankly is not difficult for Rotarians to do in India. The other slogan I have is for the Rotary clubs themselves. Look into what you are doing and try to add a zero to the work that you are doing. At times, for everything, it's not possible. But for many things, it is just possible to do that. We have to, it's all a matter of thinking. I've always said, Rotary to me is a matter of thinking from the heart and not from the head. I mean, imagine if somebody were to think from their head, would anybody be crazy enough to say we will eradicate polio from the face of earth? 35 years back, this gentleman gets up on the stage and said, okay, we will eradicate polio from the face of earth. I mean, did he ever have a clue that 35 years later, a gentleman called K.R. Ravindran will head a meeting where they are still going to raise 17.5 crore rupees, which is 175 million rupees. No. 175 million, or let's put it in terms of dollars. Ravi, what was the figure that you guys raised at that time, this last meeting? Commitments
50 million.
for polio? Sorry?
$50 million.
$50 million. I mean, imagine that man, could he have ever thought that 35 years later you will still have to raise $50 million? If he had, he would not have the courage of saying this. A few years back, we took a commitment that we will make India totally illiterate. It's a crazy thought. What the government has not been able to do for 75 years in our country, here is a ragtag team of 150,000 Rotarians trying to commit. We will do it. But friends, let me tell you, we already have a plan for it. And if the government agrees to the plan, I tell you, this is getting recorded. By 2025, India's literacy rate from current 74% at the last census will go beyond 90%. And I've discussed this with various people. The only person left out is the Prime Minister, with whom I hope to discuss just after this COVID issue. And if he agrees to the plan, I can tell you it's possible. So when I say 10% is possible, in your country, definitely. And when you have a leader like Ravi, you do at times need people like Ravi, who will think out of the box, who've seen the world doing work, who can add zeros, not just 1 to 2 zeros this man can add. You need that leadership. You just need to remove those blinkers about being a small club, a Rotary club. You need to think that you are on a mission mode. You are doing something for the country itself. Your country is not too big in size, but your courage is, your passion is, your enthusiasm is. I mean, building those 25 schools is an outstanding project. Doing the cervical cancer project, which I'm aware of, Ravi has discussed, etc. These are outstanding projects. I mean, Ravi had even discussed with me that he would want to take this to the entire country. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Next, you could take up projects for water, for sanitation, Fortunately, your country is doing well in everything. It's one of the leaders, forefront it is in South Asia, whether it comes to literacy, whether polio eradication, etc. You have been far ahead of the other countries, partly because of your good population being reasonably well controlled. But still, I would say, I was told by your governor that you started the heart surgeries program, an outstanding program. I mean, if you want, Ravi, this is a gift from us, my gift to you. If you find, I'm told 300 heart surgeries is the program that has been taken up. You send us 100 children to India, and we'll get free surgeries, heart surgeries done for children in India. Anytime, just send me that message that this child needs a heart surgery and we'll get that done. And I would say the next project you could say is that in Sri Lanka, any child having a heart surgery issue, you'll be able to do that for them. I'll give you an instance, Ravi. When I just became the director, I had gone to meet the chief minister of the state. So I went and told her, okay, I'm meeting you for the first time. My gift to you for the government is that you can send 100 children and we'll do free heart surgeries. I came back over a period of next 8 to 10 months. She sent us 200 children for heart surgeries. After those 200 children, she liked the program so much that it has now become a program for the state, where every child who has a heart problem, if the child goes to the hospital will pay the entire cost because it's going to get reimbursed from the government of West Bengal. Maybe if you started this program over a period of time, your government will say, okay, heart surgeries for children is going to be free of cost. Friends, when I say whatever I'm saying, I'm telling you out of my personal experiences. I've experienced this is possible. So let me not take more time. I would just like to leave you with these thoughts. One, let's take our membership to double the numbers. In 2 years, 3 months, it is absolutely possible. For more new clubs. Get into the cities like Colombo, need to have more Rotary clubs. You have such excellent profile. You don't need to reduce the level of the profile of your membership. It can still be as good and still you can have more members. Try to follow up on your membership. Have a plan for proper follow-up and you will be able to get it. Aruni, I leave that challenge with you because that's the time you're going to end your year. Once your year ends, the next day, not on that day, next day your membership should be near about double. Try this and I tell you it is possible. For your district, definitely it is possible. There are others also who are from Malaysia. I find my friend Leslie here. Hi Leslie, how are you? Good to see you. The same message can go everywhere. Everywhere this is possible.
Thank you, sir.
I find Dolly here. Dolly, to you and to everyone, I leave this message. Go, let's change this. Let's change the shackle of 1.2 million. It's possible. And I'll tell you, we will lead from the front. My club will do it. I will ensure that my district does it. I will ensure that India does it. And so we all can do this. I see the example of Bangladesh. I mean, 5 years back, they were about 5,000 Rotarians. They split, they became 2 districts. Now there are, I'm told, 10 or 12,000. Khairul, their current governor, is also here. They are now wanting to become the 3rd district. It has been approved already, and they'll become 3 districts. You divide and you become stronger. Same is the case with Nepal. Nepal was part of my own district. It has now become a separate district last about 10 years, I suppose. And now it has become far bigger than our own district. We are at 4,000 membership. They are already beyond 5,000. They'll probably this year become 6,000. Soon they'll split into 2 districts. Same is possible also for Sri Lanka. So first, get the membership there. Secondly, and this is to Ravi, my friend. And let me tell you, friends, I owe a lot to Ravi. You must have heard his word coming up so many times. If I am where I am in Rotary, one of the people behind that is K.R. Ravindran. He has opened many doors for me. So very straight. He asked me to head one of the most important committees of Rotary, for example, the Strategic Planning Committee. He asked me to go and negotiate with Shelter Box to see if we could take over Shelter Box. The result was, when I went to take over Shelter Box, well, we could not succeed in taking it over, but they definitely took me over. they invited me to be on their board. So I'm on the board of Shelter Box. Again, Ravi asked me to be on the convention committee of the Hamburg Convention. So I owe a lot to him, and I deeply appreciate his leadership. We do differ on one or two things. He thinks more from the head, I think more from the heart. That's the only difference between the two of us, probably. We like to think big programs, big projects. So Ravi, I leave this to you. Probably you too could get this started where, in your case, not just 10%, at times maybe even 50% or 100% of the programs that your country is wanting to do. With your connections with the government, with your with the passion that the Rotarians show, people like Suri, Tariq Tulba, we have Tissa, Gehan, Gajen, Darshan, all of these people. I mean, it's been a pleasure for me to work with these people, know these people. Dushan, Senake, I don't know whether Senake is here. Senake, thank you very much for that last time when we were here and that dinner you had. Not the last time, but the time before that. Dushan, thank you for being my aide. Who else had been my aide? I was President's rep to Imtiaz's conference. And I remember Imran was our aide at that time. Excellent hospitality. You are a country which thrives on Rotary. You are strong in Rotary. Probably all you need to do is go to the next level. And if there is a man, you already have a man who can take you to that level. Not just one man. In Kandy area, Suri is the boss, absolutely. Suri, Gauri, these people can take the matters far ahead. The resourceful people, excellent membership. So my word to you is, let's remove the blinkers of small projects. You are a 90-year-old organization in your country. Your projects have to be so strong that when next time the government is planning something, they ask you, what is it that we can do? Rotary, please advise us. With that, let me just say thank you very much. It's been a pleasure being on this meeting. Thank you.